In November of next year, I hope to celebrate my 80th birthday. When you get to be my age, the first thing that the word missing brings to mind is your awareness of the many friends and loved ones who are no longer around. But there are other things that come to mind as well. The word missing reminds us also of missed chances and opportunities, of roads not taken. When I was 11 years old, I horrified my mother when I said to her that I wanted to be a fashion designer. I don't know if I would have actually gone on to be a dress designer. I think more than anything else, I wanted to be creative. And two things that I had a talent for and really wanted to pursue were painting and singing. To my parents, these were okay as hobbies perhaps, but not something that could lead to a stable and respectable career. Also, they may have been appropriate for girls, but were not really activities for boys to take seriously. It was my mother who really made all the decisions in our family. In many ways, she was very progressive and ahead of her time. In fact, she was the first woman to drive a car in what used to be East Pakistan. But she also had rather rigid ideas about what was appropriate for boys to do. There was a young lady in our neighborhood who liked to paint. Her name was Aini. She must have been 17 or 18 years old. I started going over to her place after school. I would spend hours watching her paint and would also paint along with her. One or two others would also join us. I was the only boy. Before too long, my mother put an end to my painting career, and I was no longer allowed to go over to Aini's place. As for my other interest, singing, I became addicted to songs from Bollywood films, which used to be very popular in those days. I would have loved to have had lessons in singing or playing an instrument. My mother, in fact, arranged for a music teacher to come to our home and teach my 3 younger sisters. They dutifully did their music lessons, but never really progressed very far. Music lessons for me, however, were never an option. I didn't do much painting after being told I couldn't go to Aini's place. As for singing, I did get to sing at functions and events at school and in the community. After I moved to North America in my mid-20s, I stopped singing as well. Mainly because I was not usually among people who would have had any interest in the kind of music I liked. For some years, survival was my main preoccupation, and later my teaching career and family kept me busy. But in the back of my mind, I always had this idea that one day I would take up painting and music again. Over the years, I had come to realize how important it is to take lessons. I had at a relatively late age taken lessons in tennis and also skating and skiing so that I could keep up with my 2 sons and my wife. After I retired 10 years ago, I took a variety of painting classes at places such as the Art Gallery of Ontario and the Halliburton School of Art. As for music, I wanted to take lessons in the music of South Asia, which is based on complicated Hindustani classical music patterns called ragas. I did not find any teachers in the Toronto area, so I gave up on the idea. Then 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with lung and esophageal cancer. My treatment involved months of chemotherapy and surgery that included removing part of my lung. After my diagnosis, I felt compelled to make the best use of the time that lay ahead of me. I had been doing a lot of things that I had been putting off, including singing and painting. I didn't really think I would be singing again, but after the advent of COVID, suddenly there were many opportunities to find music teachers online. I did in fact link up with a teacher from Calcutta who lives in the Sudbury area in northern Ontario. I do not expect to win any awards for painting or singing. I really missed the boat. But it doesn't prevent me from enjoying the chance finally to focus on creative activities. I am able to share my paintings and my songs with family and friends. Most of my singing is in Urdu or Hindi, But there is one song I did sing in English quite a few years ago. This song by the Brothers Four is called Green Fields. I'm going to sing a few lines from the song. Green fields are gone now, parched by the sun, gone from the valleys where rivers used to run, gone with the cold wind that swept into my heart, gone with the lovers who let their dreams depart. Where are the green fields that we used to roam? For me, the question of where the green fields are now is particularly poignant, because the country I grew up in, East Pakistan, no longer exists, having become Bangladesh in 1971. Yet another thing that I miss. To some degree or other, we all miss the green fields of our youth.